Welcome to the Natural Health Podcast, where we bring awareness of sustainable health in the business hustle space. Natural Health Podcast is perfect for the high-performing individuals who want to work with their biochemistry to achieve optimal health. It's Wednesday, which means it's time for What Would I Do? In today's question of the Natural Health Podcast, we discuss this question. All questions are kept confidential. I read them as if it was the information provided is to be taken as advice and is not to be taken as advice and is solely for information purposes only. I am not here to cure, treat, or provide medical advice. I'm here to educate and inform you so you're able to stay step towards optimal health. Please discuss any medical issues and lifestyle changes with your healthcare professional. Let's get into today's question. I love this question because a lot of us are feeling this, especially with having to wash our hands all the time, having to wash our hands, use hand sanitizer. So here's the question. I have eczema on my hands. I have gotten to the stage where my hands are red, itchy, and painful. I have cortisone cream given to me by the doctor, which helps a little bit. I would love a natural solution to my eczema on my hands. Since the mandatory hand sanitizations, my hands have gotten worse as I'm a childcare worker. I'm constantly putting hand sanitizer on my hands. Please help if there is anything natural I can do to help with my eczema. Thank you so much for writing in. Let's get into and have a look at what is eczema for individuals who just don't know what it is. So dermatitis or eczema, right? These words can be used interchangeably. It's defined as a superficial inflammation of the skin. There are a myriad of factors that may contribute to the pathogenesis of eczema, such as external factors, such as putting creams on, such as plants, cosmetics, metals, dryness, detergents, chemicals, latex, wool, synthetic fibers, minerals, bacteria, or fungal pathogens. These are all external things that can affect and cause eczema. Internal, it could be immunological abnormalities, environmental ailments such as food allergies, emotional such as stress, reduced skin itch threshold, decreased antimicrobial peptide production of serocytes, pro-inflammatory cytokines production, and internal dysbiosis in our gut or intestines. So, in addition to that, excessive water exposure, excessive heat, sweating, low humidity, and mechanical stress of repeated washing your hands can have something to do with it, especially with what's happening at the moment. So what is also cortisone creams, which is what you're using, are steroid creams and ointments, which can relieve itching and scaling, but they can have side effects after long-term use, which include thinning of the skin, irritation, and discoloration. So there are many other conditions and issues that they can come with, right? So what is the connection? Like, why are you getting eczema? Why do you have eczema and the other person next to you does not have eczema? Okay, let's have a look into it. So normal pH of your skin is acid and ranges from 4 to 6. So there's a pH level 0 and 12, right? 1 being really acid, and then the higher the number goes, the more alkaline it goes, right? The skin pH is supposed to be 4 to 6, which is pretty acidy, right? In eczema patients, their skin is often increased to neutral to basic ranges and results in a cascade of changes contributing to the phenotype of eczema. Therefore, the maintenance of normal skin pH remains an important topic to understand when treating eczema. The skin's antimicrobial properties are optimal at an acid pH, right? Because what happens is, so if the pH of the skin goes up, which means it goes more neutral alkaline, what can happen is bacteria such as Staphylococcus and other pathobacteria favor this neutral pH, and they can multiply and get bigger and actually cause issues there. So the acidification is necessary for antibacterial activity, barrier function, and mutation of structural integrity, right? So we need to have this pH of the skin at this level between 4 and 6, not any higher, because then it won't express antibacterial effects, right? So very little is known about pH of current available products. So the things that you may be using, such as soap and anything that you may be putting on your body, we're really unsure what the pH of it is, right? But let's look at you using your hand sanitizer and eczema, right? A lot of individuals are using hand sanitizer or washing their hands continuously because, like you said, you're a kindergarten teacher. You need to ensure that you're obeying by government regulation, which is at the moment. So soap, most soaps, unaware of which one, most soaps pH is 9 to 10. What is our skins? Our skins was 4 to 6, and this is so much higher. So soap is 9 to 10 and our skin's supposed to be lower to more acid. So hand washing with alkaline soap can increase the pH of the skin by 3 pH units. So if your skin is a 5, it'll increase it to an 8, right? And the effects last for 90 minutes. So it'll be an 8 for 90 minutes. This is what this study found. Absolutely crazy, right? And although the stripping of protective lipids may be another mechanism by which soap penetrates the damage also, because you're removing what's made to be on your hands, the oils on your hands, which are protective. Hand sanitizers usually makes your skin more alkaline, which is what we don't want, more alkaline, causing more issues, right? So the number one thing that I would look at, the questions that I would pose are, is my eczema contact dermatitis? So when I touch something, do I get my eczema? Is it the washing liquid, the detergent, the clothes? Is that when I get it? I would make a diary and ensure I understand when my eczema gets worse. I would also look at, is this psoriasis by any chance, right? What you'll be able to say is talk to your healthcare professional to understand the difference between psoriasis and eczema. I would look at what triggers my eczema. When is it worse? When is it better? I would look at my omega-3 to 6 ratio. I would look at what medication I'm on. Is this making me deficient in any minerals and vitamins? Okay. And I would also look at how many times am I washing my hands? How many times am I removing that layer? I would look at the products that I'm using. The products that I'm using around my home. I'm not only talking about hand wash. I'm looking at hand sanitizer, hand wash, body wash, soap, moisturizer, foundation, because you're putting that on your hands. Anything else, clothes. I would look at so many things. What am I using and how is it affecting me? What would I do if I was exposed to this? Okay. I would test my food sensitivity IgG, so to see if I have any food intolerances, sensitivities such as gluten, soy, corn, and so forth, because if my gut is not well, my skin is not going to be well. I would test if there was dysbiosis in my GIT. I would test if there was any gut bad bugs in my belly, in my intestines. As this is a hot condition, I would avoid all heat-causing foods, okay, and drinks. These include alcohol, chocolate, coffee, deep-fried foods, tea, and soy, because this will cause more heat inside of my body. I would increase my consumption of omega-3s, increase my consumption of zinc foods. I would avoid for a week or two to see if this makes it better. Milk, eggs, wheat, corn, peanuts, shellfish, soybeans, bananas, all potentially allergic foods, such as also artificial colors and flavorings, to see if my hands do get better. I would increase vitamin A, C, D, E, and zinc, mineral zinc, to assist with my skin, okay? I would also look at, like I said, I would look at what topical applications am I putting on my hands, on my skin? Is this helping? Is it making it worse? Even perfumes, I would look at what perfumes I'm using. My clothes, I will look at, are my clothes cotton? Make them all cotton so they're not causing irritation to my eczema. Look at what laundry detergent I'm using. Is it a sensitive one? Is it filled with things, chemicals that I don't want? I would do a whole house product overhaul, especially cleaning products, to ensure that they are all natural, because they can be making my eczema worse. Stress is a key factor with eczema, right? I would look including getting Tai Chi, a little bit of yoga, progressive muscular relaxation into my routine to reduce my stress. Then what I would do is, I read this out, is I would make a little cream, 50% olive oil and 50% honey, and put it on my hands, because this is supposed to help with the protective layer and help with the itchiness and the skin, right? Another thing is also chickweed creams help with the itching, especially if you put them in the fridge. and then take them out. Chickweed creams help out with the itching part, right? Another one also is calendula flowers. Mash them up. If you want to mash them up, put them in Vaseline because they assist, or you can get a calendula cream, which will be able to assist with that too, which is also known as marigold, which is anti-inflammatory and antiseptic properties. Because I would have to ensure that I don't get an infection on this, right? So eczema is so multifactorial. There's so many things to take in consideration, but this is a starting point. The products that you're using, cleaning, personal, household, clothes, so forth, the shampoos that you're using. Then, is there any issues with the gut? How's my gut microbe? Do I have small intestinal bacterial overgrowth? Do I have food allergies? What is happening there? Am I keeping the pH of my skin on point? Okay, these are things to take in consideration to see if it helps your skin. Another thing also which I read was that apple cider vinegar is supposed to reduce the pH of your skin because it is a lower pH. So therefore it's supposed to let your skin go back to the pH that it's supposed to be. Unlike soap, which puts it higher, makes it neutral, which means more bacterial and things are able to grow and have an infection and so forth. So there you have it. So many things I can keep talking about eczema, but I've hit my point on about 10 minutes or so. I'm about 11. So there you have it. I hope I answered your question. I hope to shed some light to your question. Anyone who may be having the same issue, if you have any questions and you want them answered, please contact me at mahela.raguz on Instagram, and hopefully your question will be featured on the Natural Health Podcast. So remember, you're not alone in this journey to optimal health. I'm here to assist you and provide you with amazing information to make your journey a pleasant one. Until next Wednesday, love you.